much power in Abuja. At the state and local governments, you must insist that people must fight for power. That's what we're calling democratization. And you cannot have political restructuring without economic restructuring. And that's more important. And let me tell you this. El-Rufai said last week, we're not going to restructure. What do us who are talking of restructuring are opportunists? But this guy, like he did in Abuja, is demolishing the houses of the poor. That is not restructuring. They are restructuring our cities to keep the masses out of the cities. That's restructuring. When Fashola pick on people, Igbo people go to Onitsha, Ibadan people dump them and Molete. Kano people dump them in the park in Kano. And some stupid people were saying, oh, it's because these people are evil. I said, no. Obi of Anambra started by taking people of Akwa Ibom and dumping them in. So please, don't let this guy deceive us. Those Babangida, no, Babangida, Atiku, Obasanjo, and El-Rufai, 4 of them have played more role than anybody in restructuring the economy of Nigeria. El-Rufai was the Director General of DPE. Atiku was the Chairman. Obasanjo was the Commander-in-Chief. And you know what they did? All the assets of our country, the one that Babangida could not give out to, he didn't complete the assignment. These 3 guys gave them to their so-called core investors. Who are the core investors? Listen. None of them had money to buy the assets. You know what they did? You want to sell this house to them. You go to our bank and use this house as a collateral. But that's what they did. Unlike in the West, they did not add value to the economy. And after they are bought, the latest one that will surprise you is our electricity company, NEPA. What they did, they calibrated that budget. Turn it into 18 companies, Discos and Gencos. I'm sure people of my generation here will remember Disco. When you had a disco in those days, you switch up the light to dance. Disco was darkness. So, disco was a dark room to dance illegally and immorally. So when you now have disco taking over your electricity, you cannot have darkness. But please listen to me about this restructuring. After they have sold those companies and give away prices, this government, Obasanjo, Jonathan, give them 300 billion naira bailout. Yes. Now, this government of change, 2 weeks ago, has just given them additional 701 billion naira. That is over 1 trillion naira. These figures are important so that when they are talking of restructuring there, you must ask the relevant questions. We have to restructure the economy. Otherwise, we are restructuring poverty. They say we should have 6 regions. If you can have 6 regions, 6 geopolitical zones, all our problems will be solved. Others are saying, let's go back to 12-state structure. Whether it's 12-state structure, Babangida is talking the existing 36 states. Give them more powers so that they can manage their own affairs. You know, they have just read the budget. All of us. We are only talking of the budget of the federal government. What of the budget of our states and local governments? we are quarreling now whether the National Assembly passes it well or not. Last year, you can see this in your YouTube. You can Google now. The budget last year. Fayose went to the House of Assembly, read the thing for 7 minutes, and grabbed Gabriel and landed it. He passed it himself. And he said, hey, Your Excellency. That was how they passed the budget. Oh yes, you can see it on YouTube. So our country has become a huge joke. Now they are talking of reform. They are talking of reform. And I've asked myself, did you overpay London Paris Club that we are talking of reform? But that reform, by now, governors have collected $500 billion. And people have still not paid their arrears of salary. So the more we make money, the more poverty we have in our country. So anybody who wants to talk of restructuring must talk of restructuring the economy first. We must redistribute the wealth of Nigeria. And I'm happy Labour people are here. We have a challenge before us. And I want to thank Labour and other progressive forces that made it impossible for the Nigerian ruling class to sell the most profitable asset in Africa today, the LNG. LNG has put to the Federation, ought to have paid to the Federation account $15 billion in the last 10 years. That money cannot be located. And this government that is fighting corruption is not interested in that. I mean, APC is actually APT now. APT. So if I make a mistake of calling APC, I think it's the same reality. Now, on a very serious note, the manifesto of the APC, in that manifesto, APC promised to restructure Nigeria in order to realize the federalism that, according to them, our forefathers talked about. In Article 25 of that first bill, APC said it was going to initiate programs that would lead to the restructuring of Nigeria so that true federalism will be realized. But you know, once you get to power in Nigeria, you want to retain the status quo. Because you know Section 130 of the Constitution describe the Nigerian president as the president, the head of state, commander-in-chief of the armed forces, and the chief executive officer of the republic. Just like a company. So the president, the governor, and you know, there is nowhere the Constitution describes the governor as executive governor. But now, every governor is an executive. His Excellency executive governor. Now, if you want restructuring, you must smash those prerequisites. And the last one, I beg you, if you want to restructure, and Nigeria is the only country in the world where if you serve as a governor for 4 years or 8 years, Nigeria is the only country. They made a law. Every state, I think it's only Edo. I don't know what happened to Adams that was polite and said he needed only 200 million to build a house. No! His colleagues. You will get a house in the state where you govern. You will also get a house in Abuja where you never govern. You will receive the salary of a governor for life. Even if you retire at 40 or 40. You are not aware. Medical allowances in one state, you and your family, as a former governor, is 300 million naira a year. You change your cars. Your cars are replaced every 2 or 3 years. Cars. For life, you will have about 10 armed policemen. And of course, you also almost automatically now, you go to the Senate. And when you get to the Senate, there are 21 of them now, former governors and deputies in the Senate, who are also collecting salary in the Senate. We all know employees here. If you are pensioned, you cannot collect full salary. You can only be on contract. But the people in the National Assembly are collecting humongous sums of money at the end of every month. The point I'm making therefore is that now that these people are talking of restructuring, let us join the debate by going for their jugula, by saying, Alhaji Atiku, we are for restructuring, but please, can we restructure the economy by taking oil blocks from individuals and giving them to states and local government? Because Section 16 of the Constitution says the commanding hand of the economy shall not be privatized. The Dangotes will no longer get duty waivers at the port. Because you and I are traders, you get duty waiver, I don't get. How will you not become the richest person in Africa?